Hey everyone, it's Brian again. I would like to say please like or subscribe this video if you find it useful, and then also follow me on Twitter. My link is down below for my live price negotiation sessions. This week's kind of sucks, so we didn't have too many opportunities, but hopefully this coming week will pick up after the 4th of July. One of the biggest problems, not problems, but one of the biggest issues I face whenever I tell people about, saying no to the cheap rides via accepting and canceling or via skipping is people say that you can't do that. They always say like you're going to get deactivated. I want to present to you some, some evidence on why you should feel comfortable doing this, why you shouldn't feel like you're going to get deactivated or anything bad is going to happen to you. Yeah, Uber might send you some little text and say, hey, you can't do this, but, if they send that stuff to you, ask them again. Send an email, say, hey, I got this. Why can't I do this? And I'll present to you some information, what you should maybe ask them in their email. First exhibit is really us drivers. Another driver made this one. I made this. If we're not going to help each other and kind of encourage each other, then we're going to have some difficulties, period. So listen to a lot of maybe the new drivers who know how to do this, a lot of the veteran drivers. If you're driving like over 6 months, then yeah, you're kind of a veteran. Because the average is about 3 to 6 months, and then everybody just kind of quits. Exhibit number 2. I know you guys all read this. The 2014 partner agreement. I think this one's dated November 2014. So I just want to read you a couple passages from this. Section 2.3, your relationship with users. The rider is a user, and you also are a user. You're a driver, you're not a driver, you're a user of the software. You acknowledge and agree that your provision of transportation services to users creates a direct business relationship between you and the user. It's important that you understand this term, direct business relationship. What that really means is that it's a contract. When that order comes up, it's a contract. You don't know all the terms yet. The only way you know all the terms is by accepting it. The price is there, the rating is there, the person's name is there, but you don't know how long it's going to take you. That time that's up there, it's not accurate the majority of the time. So you don't know the whole terms. So as that order that comes up, that's a direct business relation. It's a micro contract. You have this contract, your agreement with Uber, and then you have the other contract, the order from the person. And you don't have to agree to those terms if you don't feel comfortable. So section 2.4 of the partner agreement, your relationship with company, about halfway down, it says you retain the option via the driver app to attempt to accept or to decline or ignore a user's request for transportation services via the Uber services, or to cancel an accepted request for transportation services via the driver app, subject to the company's then current cancellation policies. Now, the company's then current cancellation policies, which is now, I don't know, I asked, and you know what they told me? You get $5 for the no-show. So I don't know. I don't know what the current policy, whatever guidelines they have, they don't tell us. And I don't even think they know. So it's important that you understand you retain the option. The option is yours to accept and cancel a ride. You can do that. That's your option. It's your right. You can do it. So there's that one. So number 3, this is our fee schedule here in LA, effective January 16th, 2015. I think this is the old one. This is the old one, yeah, this is this 90-cent one. We have a $1 one, same language, just different prices. But I only want to read to you the first sentence of this second paragraph. It says, in exchange for your access to and use of the software and service, including the right to receive requests, you agree to pay the company a fee for each request accepted. So the very first line, it says, in exchange for your access to use of the software and service. Software. Uber is just a software company. You guys have to understand this. Uber does not want to be a transportation company. When you listen to the CEO talk, he says we're a transportation software company, transportation services company. He's very specific when he says that for a reason. You're not their employee. They don't want to own your car. They don't want to have anything to, no, I'm not going to say anything to do with it, but then physically, they're like, in their records, you're just a user. That's all you are. You are independent contractor, but you're just a user. So it's very important that you understand it's just software, people. And I have one more after this. So when people ask me about accepting and canceling, about a month ago, or when that video came out, what I did is I actually asked Uber. I said, hey, if you guys ever have any problems with Uber or you're not sure how to do something, just ask them. They're pretty good at getting back to you, even though it's kind of gray in lawyer speak, but they get back to you. You may have to nudge them a couple times to get the right answer, but they eventually get back to you. And that's what I did. I asked. So here is my email. I'll read you my whole email. Does Uber have a policy on accepting and canceling rides at driver's discretion? That's from me. Their response. Hi Brian, to keep your acceptance rate high, please be sure to accept every trip request that comes your way. If you're not ready to accept trip requests, make sure that you go offline. You may also want to check to see that your volume is on and turned up high, so you always hear the beep of a trip request. Let me know if you have any more questions. And I sure do. So their response was about accepting. This is not what I asked. So, as usual, we go back and forth. We say, no, that's not what we want. We want specific. Specific, this is from me. Specifically, do drivers have the right to cancel any ride they wish for any reason, whether it be distance to pick up, rating, or price via surge? Thanks again. Their response. Hi Brian, great question. You may politely cancel any trip, which is exactly what I do when those orders comes up and I don't want it. And I say no thank you. You have to be polite to the software. Please note, however, that you should certainly never decline a trip for any reason that might be deemed discriminatory. Hope this helps. Let me know if you have any additional questions. Discriminatory. Now that is a pretty big word. I didn't like it. So I was like, what? Okay. So of course we have additional questions. My response back. Discriminatory is a broad term. I would never discriminate based on gender, race, or handicap. However, me not accepting a ride based on low rating or because a ride is not surge can be classified as discriminatory. Can you please clarify whether or not accepting rides based on rating, distance to travel, or price are within a driver's rights? Thanks again, Brian Navarro. So then this is what happened. The email, when you contact Uber, if it goes back and forth like 3 or 4 times, they don't know what they're talking about, it gets elevated to somebody who does know what they're talking about. This one got elevated to somebody that maybe that knows what they're talking about. That isn't just looking up the response in a system and doing cut and paste. Maybe they have an advanced cut and paste version. But here, this is my final reply from Uber. Dear Brian, thanks for reaching out again. I would be taking over for she who should remain nameless. I apologize for her poor choice of words when it came to the use of discriminatory. What she meant is that as an independent contractor, you are at liberty to conduct your business however you choose, as long as you remain compliant with all state, federal, and local laws and regulations. Please know that rides that end early or are refused may receive a lower rating from your riders, but you should not accept or perform any trips that you do not feel comfortable with. I hope that provides clarity. Best, Uber support. So yes, You can't politely say no to rides that you do not feel comfortable with. I do not feel comfortable burning up my car for Uber's low rates here in Los Angeles. I hope that helps. Like I said, if you question me, what I'm telling you guys, and think I'm full of junk, then I'm going to get deactivated. Ask Uber. Go ask them. And you'll get the runaround I do. Contact me via Twitter. Say, hey Brian, I got this response. Now what? We'll go back and forth. I'll help you. So, this last one. This is very important. When that price order comes up, this is what you are doing as a user. This is document number 2013 0268406A1. Uber's surge patent, enabling a user to verify a price change for an on-demand service. So the abstract, this is kind of the synopsis. A method for enabling a user to verify a price change for an on-demand service provided. So there's about, 20 pages of this thing. I only want to read one paragraph for you guys to understand what it is you're doing when you accept the ride. According to embodiments, the system determines or approximates an amount of users or requesters for a particular service at a given time. A service that is requested by a user or requester using a mobile computing device can include on-demand services, geographically based services, and or transport services. So let me tell you the services that they list. Such services can include, for example, a delivery service, a babysitting service, an entertainment service, a moving service, a food service, or a taxi service. We are all the way at the bottom, what we do of the list. The system determines or approximates an amount of available service providers for providing a service at the given time. Based on the determined amount of requesters and the determined amount of available service providers, the system adjusts a price relative to a default price for using the service provided by one or more service providers. This term relative to a default price is very important for you to understand. When you get a phone, when you buy a phone, do you adjust it in any way? Do you just take it out, unbox it, and it's done? It's left at the default. When you buy a new computer, the settings in the computer, do you just leave it the way it is? You don't move the icons around? It's just at default? That's what it is when that order comes up. The price is default. It can be adjusted. You as a user can adjust it. You as a user can adjust it by saying no thank you. That's why I use this term default price. Default is just like it's out of the box. It's there. That's it. But what you guys don't know is that you can adjust the default. The default settings can be adjusted on everything. When you buy a new car, do you leave the seat the way it is? No, you adjust it. Do you leave the radio station the way it is? No, you adjust it. When you accept and cancel a ride and tell the system, no thank you, I don't want this ride, it's too cheap, you are hoping that other drivers want to adjust their income also, what they are earning. It's very important that you understand this. It's just software. So I hope this helps to maybe change your mind a little bit and be like, oh, okay, I got it. It's Uber is just a software company. That's all they are. And us being able to adjust the price via surge is very important. So then we can stop getting off of this complaining about the low rates and all that stuff, and go to earn more and really make it a fun game when we're out there on the road. It's pretty, when the surge is going, it's pretty, I like it, I enjoy it, it's pretty fun. Because you're negotiating with the system, you're trying to find your best customer, your ideal customer, because not everybody's going to want to pay surge. That's the next step. So I'm going to hopefully go through these next steps of what you have to consider when you're driving surge, when you're negotiating for price. You got to find good customers. Like I said, like, subscribe, comment if you'd like. Follow me on Twitter for the Meerkat negotiation sessions, and hopefully this changes your mind about Uber, and we can get on the road and start making some good money and add value to our, to us, help each other and start earning some more back to what we were earning. Yeah, so surge is a tool for us. I know I'm repeating myself, but it's very important. That's the only way we learn as humans, is through repetition. Yeah, so surge is a tool for us, and we got to use it. We got to understand how it works, and we got to understand how Uber wants it to work, and how we fit in their picture, in their grand scope. So be safe. See you guys in the next one. The next one's going to be, I'll show you the video of me skipping. Yeah, that should be pretty fun.